Hello, my love. Good morning to you. I hope that this finds you well. I hope you have time for a little visit. Maybe you're sitting at a table or walking somewhere. Maybe you're on some form of public transportation. Something I could not even imagine. I hope you are well. I hope you see beauty somewhere today. Somewhere you haven't seen it before, perhaps. I was thinking about enough, and that was a phrase, a item, a thought, an issue that I thought about often. Enough. Having enough. Knowing what is enough. Being comfortable with enough. And I was thinking, how much do I need? As I lived my life and as I gained more and more experience, I realized I needed so much less than I thought. And I just didn't need very much. You think you do, and you think that these things would make your life so much better. And sometimes it might. Sometimes that may in fact be the case, but again, how much do you really need? An example of this was when I would have my device and its power cord. And at one point in time I thought, it would be nice to have a plug and a power cord in, let's say, 3 locations in the home, the places I might frequent the most so that I could keep my device charged. And that would be useful. There's no doubt to that. But do I really need 3 plugs and 3 power cords? Is it really so incredibly difficult for me to unplug the one that I have and just move it to another location when the battery is low? The answer to that is it is not very difficult at all. There are always issues of friction in terms of doing things we want to do, and one could argue that moving a cord is too much friction. For me, I would beg otherwise. And so I just realized there were many things that I wanted. I wanted numerous pairs of shoes, for instance. I always thought it would be nice to have a pair of shoes at the front of the house and a pair of shoes at the back of the house. So no matter which way I entered or exited, we did not wear shoes in the house, as you know. I would have the shoes I needed there instead of having to carry them from one end of the house to the other when I went outside, if I went out the opposite door, so to speak. But really, do I need 2 pairs of shoes, of the same shoes? Does the earth need those shoes? Do those shoes need to be made? Does the materials from which those shoes would come need to be put into those shoes simply so that I can have 2 pairs? The answer for me was no. And again, that falls back to enough. How much is enough? The question is one of degree, not kind, I find. And in that, everyone will have a different measure for what is enough. And while it might be easy to cast aspersion on someone for wanting more than you or for having more than you, again, it's a matter of degree, not kind, usually. And we all fall in different places on the spectrum. I would encourage realizing, as you know, how little you actually need, and we have made and will make arguments that there's a benefit to that. But that's for each person to decide for themselves. So, for me, I decided I did not need that much, and that the materials and the energy that would go into the extra things was better put to use elsewhere or simply left where it was. But food for thought, something to mull over and think about, or not. I will again recommend Spanish love songs and Jimmy Corrigan, the smartest I always get this. I don't always. It's hard for me to remember. Jimmy Corrigan, The Smartest Kid on Earth, I believe, by Chris Ware. You should be able to find it easy enough if you do not have my copy. I love you.